peace. For everything grows where the sunlight goes, and everything's green where the sunlight glows. Jesus' love is like the sunshine falling softly on my face. Jesus' love is like a lighthouse when the storms of life appear, like a beacon in the distance, always steady, always clear. And those who will go where the lighthouse glows are warmed by his spirit and find repose. Jesus' love is like a lighthouse when the storms of life appear. Jesus' love is like a river, like the sunshine on my face. Jesus' love is like a lighthouse leading to his peaceful
Thank you, Laura. That was a beautiful song. I don't think I ever heard it. It was new to me. How many of you heard that song before? Well, not you. Well, so we have James. Come on, James. It's your turn. Hopefully, you guys have been blessed today by this camp meeting. And I know James is pretty good here with sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. So let Lord bring a blessing to his word, shall we?
Amen. Am I on? Yeah. Well, good evening, church. It is good to be here again. The weather is almost perfect this time. Last year it was a little hotter, wasn't it? And the breeze is blowing through, and God has been blessing us, messages from his word. And that's what we need right now. Talking about the theme of the Prince of Peace. And our message tonight is taken from John chapter 14, verse 27. It's entitled, Peace, My Peace. It's been a difficult couple of years, hasn't it? And I know my peace has been challenged quite a bit, quite often. And I think what challenges our peace often is fear, trouble. In fact, that's what Jesus talks about in verse 27, that my peace I give to you, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So we've got fear, we've got trouble, maybe some anger. That seems like the opposite of peace. When we're angry, we're not at peace, we're not at rest. There's a lot of things that are happening in our world today that are challenging the peace that God has promised to give us through Jesus Christ. And we want to talk about that a little bit. What does peace look like? How do we experience it? And how does that relate to the world? Because the world is offering us peace. We're told in the Bible that the world has a peace and safety message that's going to lead to sudden destruction. So how can we relate the peace of God to the peace of the world? And how can we identify the difference between the two? And how can we have this peace? What does it look like in a human heart? What does it look like in the midst of fear and anger and trouble? That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight. And again, we're going to be focusing our emphasis on John chapter 14. Great chapter, really, in studying and preparing for this message, really have grown to love this chapter, John chapter 14. There's a lot there for us. So as we begin our meeting tonight, let's just pause for a word of prayer. I'm going to kneel here. You don't have to if you can't. Father, I want to thank you again tonight for your word. I want to thank you for the peace that you have promised to give us, a peace that is different from the world's peace. We want to ask that you'll help us to identify that tonight, and also to